You're watching Hot Ticket, your source for what's happening in Hampton Roads. I'm your host, Jenny Chung. The Chrysler Museum of Art is a place where visitors can make real and vital connections between works of art and their own lives. Their latest exhibition, Many Wars, Photography by Suzanne Opton, not only speaks to the military community here in Hampton Roads, but these images tell a story that will make an impact on anyone who views these photographs. We have the pleasure today of having President and Director of Chrysler Museum, Bill Hennessy. Always, it's such a honor to have you here with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jenny. Good to be here.
So give us a little general overview of the Many Wars exhibit.
Well, it's an extraordinary show. It's, as you say, 19 photographs, all by the artist Suzanne Opton, who a number of years ago, she's a portrait photographer, is the way she makes her living. And she said, you know, I'm tired of making portraits the old way. And I'd like to try something new, particularly portraits of people in the military. She says, you know, you usually see a military portrait there. They look sometimes regal and heroic and not really very human.
Yeah, yeah.
She says, is there a way to get at something a little more individual about them? So she went to Fort Drum up in Upper New York State and asked for volunteers who would pose for her. And she said, the only qualification I want is that you would have served 100 days at least in either Iraq or Afghanistan.
Wow.
And she got a number of volunteers and worked with them to produce photographs that she said tried to capture what was going on inside the heads of people who had seen extraordinary and sometimes horrible things.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing work. And we have 2 of those photographs in our current exhibition.
So actually, we just ran through a bunch of those pictures. So they're cloaked and, they have a cloak on them. So like you said, they're dressed, they're not in their full regalia of their uniforms, that we normally see. They're very much just kind of a slice of life with the way that they're dressed. And she did that intentionally. Indeed,
the photographs we have at the Chrysler built on that original series I described to you. She said, well, what's the next step? People go off and they serve, and anyone who's been in the military will tell you, no one who has seen combat is quite the same afterwards. They're changed in some fundamental way. Some people have some success reintegrating into civilian life. Others struggle.
More difficult.
So the subject of our exhibition, the photographs that you've shown, are people who are struggling, that are trying to deal with some kind of post-traumatic stress.
It's the reality back after the war is done,
Exactly
after
right.
they served in their time, and that's what you really see in these photographs. I know that Suzanne Opton, people had the pleasure of actually meeting her. You invited her to the Chrysler Museum recently. How was that experience like? What did she share with everybody?
I think mostly what she shared is her experiences coming to know these extraordinary men and women.
Yeah.
So she went to a VA hospital up in Vermont, and met this group of men and one woman who had served in wars from Second World War up through Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, and all of which who are troubled and are struggling some way to process their experiences.
And it's men and women. You see both.
It is, yes.
And they, she shows both of them. Now, I think what's interesting when you go see this exhibit, there are audio recordings as well.
Yes, as part of the process of working with these folks, she did 2 things. One, she said, I want to stress those things that link people who have seen combat at any time in history, from ancient Greece right up to the present day. So she cloaked all of her subjects in a big piece of fabric, and then said to them, that's my part of it. Now you do your part. You decide how you want to use that fabric. So that links all of these soldiers together who have served in many wars together.
And they tell their stories in
And
these
then
audio
she said,
recordings?
now I'd like you to talk with me, talk in my tape recorder, and tell me something about your individual experiences. Wow. And we've captured a group of those on tape that are available as a free audio guide in our museum.
Fantastic. So it just kind of adds to it. Now, I want to say that the exhibition is currently open until December 30th, and admission is free. And, the Chrysler Museum really does provide great, unbelievable art for free for people to see, correct?
I think it's one of the things we're proudest of at the museum. We're open Wednesdays through Sundays, and admission all of those days is absolutely free. The theory is that, if we have these great objects to share with the community, if we hope they'll interest and teach people something. Isn't it our job to make those available as freely and openly as we can?
Well, thank you so much, Bill. We always appreciate having you here. Many Wars Photography by Suzanne Opton is open now until December 30th. Like you said, admission is free, so don't miss your opportunity to experience these images, which are sure to elicit a variety of emotions, as well as significant conversations. I'll see you next time on Hot Ticket.